Hey Front Porch Captains, hope you're having a great week so far. This is your video update for the weekend of February 11th and 12th. If you're on Red Team and you're watching this video, I just want to say thank you for making sure that you've contacted your team from last weekend. It'd be a real nice gesture for you to take just a few moments and drop those on your team a thank you note that just reminds them that they're valued and that they're appreciated when they do show up on your team. Also, we only have about 50% of our captains reporting their headcount attendance. And you're probably thinking, well, why in the world do we scan in and now we have to also do a head count? Doesn't that seem like we're going backwards? Isn't that old school? Exactly. Because here's the reason. A lot of folks are still not scanning in with their barcodes. And when we do a head count, we get a more accurate count of how many people are actually here for your team. So it's super important, and this is through our business office now here at the church. They want every ministry department to count and head count each group that has a volunteer team here each weekend, Saturday and Sunday. They're even doing this for Missouri City as well. So it's real important for you, if you would really help us, to get that information on the clipboard that's at guest services. All you have to do is stop by there, remember how many were on your team. You can do it before the service if you go in, or after the service, but somehow please get us that head count for your team. I'm counting on you to make sure that that gets done, because then I'm questioned why we don't have a proper head count. And we can only go by so many that are scanning in. You'd think that would be such an easy, no-brainer way, but for whatever reason, we're not getting our folks to scan in. So now we need to take it upon ourselves to do a head count. So please help me with that by stopping by guest services. Hey, this is Blue Team Weekend, so those of you who are Blue Team captains, make sure you contact your team, and also please include me on your correspondence with your team. That way I know what's going on with your team. I have a kind of a pulse on knowing if you're actively contacting your team and if you're inviting them to be a part of what's going on the weekend that you are heading up your team. So please make sure, Blue Team, this is your weekend coming up. Also, this weekend we're celebrating student baptisms with children and students being baptized in all 3 services on Saturday and the 2 services on Sunday. The father-daughter dance is this coming Friday at 7 p.m. here in the RPC Worship Center. It's always a big event, so if you're going to be a part of that, you'll have a great time. So captains, please make sure you get the word out to your folks that it's this Friday. Students also have moved to the barn, aka formerly known as the barn. It's now going to be referred to as the warehouse. So you're going to need to start changing the way that you refer to our facilities barn to the student area, which is now known as the warehouse. Say it with me, the warehouse. There we go. If you'll repeat it 13 times, they say that it'll become a habit. So make sure that you know that that is now the warehouse. Again, the student schedule over there is middle school Saturday night, and also the first service Sunday morning. 9th and 10th grade is during the 11:15 hour. So make sure you've got that. And then they have the mix for 11th and 12th here on campus on Sunday nights. Also, Rodeo Weekend is coming up. Rodeo Weekend is March 3rd and 4th, so you'll want to start getting prepared for that and getting your teams excited about that weekend. Also, Easter. The Easter schedule just came out. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Easter is the 7th and 8th on that weekend. Here's the schedule that we're going to go with for Easter weekend. Saturday night, 3 p.m., 4:30, and 6 p.m. So those of you who are Saturday folks, we're going to count on you to get your folks here, and we'll do something like we've done in the past where we'll have a hospitality thing set up, and we'll have food, so that way we can count on you to be here if there's food, and you'll stick around if there's food. So it's kind of a win-win for everyone. On that Sunday morning, here's the schedule change. 9:15 is the first service. 11 o'clock is the second service, and then the added service is at 12:45. So again, for those of you who are going to be leading a team that weekend, and I believe it is a Blue Team weekend on Easter weekend. You'll need to look at your calendars and look at your schedules and make sure that that is correct. But I'm pretty sure it's the Blue Team. Anyways, that's the schedule for Easter. You'll see more about that as the weeks go on. And I just wanted to drop that little bug in your ear so that we can start getting staffed for that. It's always going to be a big weekend at Easter. we're expecting at least 8,000 people here for Easter weekend. So big time in River Point for Easter. That's it for this weekend. Don't know of anything else to share with you except make sure that your group is here and we're fully staffed, from shuttles to medical team to cafe to bookstore, guest services, greeters, ushers, all the above. So have a great week, the rest of your week, and we'll see you at church.